big, spectacular, and smart. Actually, it's called Bone. I was this little skinny kid. And, you know, my mom and my brother used to call me Bonehead and Bone. And I was like a big alien-looking kid, skinny body, head just bigger than my whole chest. I actually started rapping and stuff, and then we started hanging out with Will Greens. And it was the first group with me, Big Wiz, and Will Greens had. It was called WBHO. Will Greens actually came with Tony Bones. I ran with it. It was dope. The first time I performed, Jesus, I don't even know. I was probably about 18 years old. 18 years old, probably. Yeah. I think I rocked. I don't know if it was Station 4 or 7th Street Entry was my first show. What made me want to rock was rapping and like, man, I could do shows. People are like, you're dope. You sound dope. And oh yes, and I was like, man, I want to do shows. I seen people doing shows and started getting in shows, and I caught it right away. I really had like a passion up there just rapping and stuff. Memorable artists I've worked with, probably I'd say AG, because I worked with him the most, from a group called Showbiz and AG, or Digging in the Crates crew. It's an original like super dope hip hop group from the homeland of the Bronx. Interesting people. Aleister Crowley, people like that. Let me see. Michael Jackson, you know, inspirations, huge ones. Yeah, but you know, my biggest inspiration is probably my little dude, my son, you know what I'm saying? DMX, Most Def. DMX, because all the slander he goes through, and he still just spits the rawest, hardest, and super dope music, and Most Def is just all the way around, you know. People like that. Jay-Z inspires me, being a rapper, who he is. Slug of Atmosphere, obviously, giant from Minnesota. Good one to look up to. Cool G-Rap 456. I mean, I played that thing out over and over again. I really never got sick of it. It's one of those albums you just never get sick of. It's like, he's always been my favorite artist forever, really, like, you know. But, you know, Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg, you know, Doggy Style, stuff like that. Like, really super dope albums that just came out, classics. Like Mac Miller's coming here. I'm interested to see how that would be, him being solo at First Avenue. That'd be really nice, you know. Probably the biggest show I'm interested in seeing is Prof. His CD release party, September 9th at First Avenue in the main room. He just got off tour with Atmosphere. I want to see what he learned off of that situation. Neil Diamond. You know, it's like I don't dislike Neil Diamond, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't like in rotation in my 6-disc changer, I'll tell you that much. But he's not weak either. He got a name, you know. Shouts Neil Diamond. Non-musical sounds. Ooh, I'm gonna get vulgar on a couple maybe. Armpit farts. Favorite sounds. You know, the cool, calm running water. That's a good non-musical sound, I guess. Natural, something natural. Other cool sounds that are non-musical. Honking the horn, because I really can't stand driving around crazy people on the highway during rush hour. I just want to jump out and be mean to them, you know. So I just and yell and scream, and they yell and scream back. That's just how it is, you know. Maybe one more. What's, you know, my all-time favorite non-musical sound when my little dude talks to me, you know. It's really like, it's like just amazing. That's probably the most amazing thing right there. Yeah, that and music, you know. But he wins by a long shot. Cartoons ain't what they used to be. Cartoons had quality back then, so my favorite character, there was hundreds of them. I like cartoons back then. The ones now are just kind of just so not much substance in them. You know, I liked Frankenstein, people like that, and okay. Big scary. The scariest one, Freddy Krueger, but he's not really a cartoon character, but yeah, maybe, yeah, they did have a cartoon back then. Scooby-Doo, I have to say, he was probably my favorite. Okay. You know, I like him better than Shaggy, yeah. Yeah, my aunt used to call me that too. So 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 different albums I'm working on it all at once. I'm looking forward to finding a way I can tour with someone who has a name already, and I got talent, and you know, get my own way through that, you know, situation, and probably going to South by Southwest this year, you know, and also finishing and completing a film I shot 3 years ago with Dave Wilson, and a new film I'm shooting right now with Rich Peterson of 1323. Build your brand and keep it real, you know. Those are the best advices. That way you can stay a true artist and be hot at the same time.